All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Uchaha Kodash. The bonnets unto the apostles, the others, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love to the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this open forum lesson, I wanted to cover a few things here concerning artificial intelligence, robotics, and just current events. If you're watching the news, mainly you will see the news talking about the situation with Iran and Babylon the Great America, the small hats, the Strait of Hormuz. But you rarely see the news pushing the building of these data centers, AI, robotics. You have to go search those videos, man, because the mainstream media isn't pushing it out like that, But this is very important for brothers and sisters to look into and keep track of, because this is what we're about to face here very, very soon, okay? We're already facing it, but it's going to be more evident as we get close unto the last days of the last days, man. This devil is pushing forward his agenda. He has a bunch of distractions out here in the world, a bunch of them. But it's on us as believers to watch, as Yahweh Shai said, right? He said that inside of Mark 13. He says, what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. And it's our duty to be watchmen, okay, to see what's happening in the world and how it lines up with biblical prophecy, okay? That's our job. Now we do other things as well, right? But just concerning watching prophecy, man, we got to stay on top of everything, So without further ado, I'm going to get into a few of these videos. I probably not hit every video that I have, but I just want to highlight the important ones that I do have. And just give my commentary, give my scriptures, and then I close out here, all right? So the first thing I want to deal with is this video from The Economist. And it says, Google DeepMind's boss on AI, power, God, and what's next, okay? So this is the boss of Google's DeepMind, okay? He's juiced in. These people have an agenda in mind. All of them do. Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, they all have the same agenda, okay? And it's to ultimately set up the system for the MOTB. This is what they're working hard for, okay? They're all working towards the same thing. So I want you to listen to this devil speak about AI, power, God, and what's next to come, right? This is very interesting, man. Here we go.
If you do achieve everything you wanted to do, boss notwithstanding, you personally would have the power of a leader of a small country. Whether or not we should be worried about AI, should we be worried about you?
Well, I mean, people, I think, have to make their own decisions about the lab leaders, right? There's a lot of information out there now about each of the leaders. I think it's quite clear the different approaches. I think you need to, also think about people's motivations, why are they got into AI? Why are they trying to build this technology? For me, it's from the very beginning why I spent my whole career, my whole life really working on AGI, towards AGI. I lost 16 years of DeepMind, but even before that is to use it as the ultimate tool for science. I just want to understand what's going on here in the universe and the big questions that, I was fascinated by as a kid when studying physics. And I think AI is my expression of like, okay, that's the way I think humanity can advance our understanding of the world and then apply it to really important areas like medicine and energy.
So he wants to use AGI to understand the world around him, right? The universe, and answer all of the questions that he had since a kid about physics and things of this sort. It's not for you to know the secrets of the universe, Esau. Okay? And I don't even know if he's an Edomite or not, but he's working with Esau. That's not for you to know, bro. Okay? And we don't need AI to tell us about the world around us. We have the Most High for that. Okay? We have the scriptures for that. But see, this devil wants to go above and beyond, right? He want to go into uncharted territories. But it's not for you to know. Okay? You can barely get things right on the planet Earth, man. Look at what you Edomites have done to the world. Look at what you've done to the people, to the food, to the air, to nature. Okay? You made a mess of everything, and everybody is bugged out. I don't give a goddamn where you go in the world. Everybody bugged out, bro. They're into all kind of weird things. Okay? Now, some people, they're waking up here and there, but it's a overwhelming blackout in the earth, man. Okay? People's mind just gone. And you can thank Esau for that, right? Poisoning the food, poisoning the water. Their education is trash. It's all bad, man. But yet these devils want to use AGI, right, to go into uncharted territories, so to speak, man. And for you to know, okay? Real quick, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9:13, GNT Bible. It says, who can ever learn the will of the Most High? Human reason is not adequate for the task, and our philosophies tend to mislead us. And that's what's wrong with people in the world. Their reasoning and their philosophies mislead them from the Most High. Instead of them submitting to the scriptures and actually applying the scriptures, okay, they rather come up with some other, BS in their mind that mislead them from the Most High. And this is what Esau is doing, okay? Esau is feeding into philosophies and reasonings that's misleading him. And he's trying to establish a world that is contrary to the Most High, man. We don't need artificial intelligence to tell us how to live, man. To tell us how to be, okay? The Most High already gave us the scriptures, bro. If you follow the scriptures, the world will be better. Okay? But that's not happening. The world is following Esau, pretty much, right? The world is following Esau, and this is why everybody is misled, man. Atheism is at an all-time high, right? All kind of weird beliefs out here, bro. And that's because Esau has totally destroyed people spiritually, man, mentally. They don't know what to believe, man. And Christianity has made a mess of the world, okay? Christianity, Islam, they made a mess of the world. People have no clue, bro. But you come to the Israelites, okay, whom you love to hate, we tell you what it is. And you say, no, that's wrong, y'all hateful. Nope, that's old. We got to keep the law, this, that, and the third. Because Christianity bugged you out. I just seen a video where Captain Tazariak and some other men from the ISUPK debating some Christians about the Trinity. Bro, this is a waste of time. Now I get it, everybody got their lots, right? But bro, I'm not finna sit down across from a Christian, go to a place where they say, come meet, meet me over here so we can debate about the Trinity. Bro, I'm not finna do that, bro. Do you see what's going on in the world? You think I give a damn if you believe in the Trinity or not, boy? It's too much going on. No time for debates. We had time for that. Okay? Bro, it's time to prophesy, bro. It's time to pick it up a notch with these scriptures, man. Let these Christians do what they do. The blind lead the blind. They both gonna fall into a ditch. That's on them, bro. I'm not trying to convert them. No. For what? Now, granted, you're gonna have some brothers and sisters come in, at the last hour, but I'm not finna sit around and twist a nigga wrist. No, sir. We clearly in the last days of the last days, bro. And people gonna believe they believe. I'm fine with that. Because the Most High ultimately is in control of your beliefs, your passions, your wants. Okay? It ain't up to me or you. That's up to the Most High. But anyway, verse 15 says, because our mortal body weigh our souls down, the body is a temporary structure made of earth, a burden to the active mind, right? Our spirits, man, are active, okay? But these bodies are contrary to the spirit. It's a trap, okay? It wasn't like that at first, but when Adam and Eve went off, man, the Most High made this body a trap for us, bro. Chains of darkness, right? These bodies are all thrown off. And so this is why we got to get a whole new body so we can fully be ourselves, man. We can't fully be ourselves in these bodies, okay? All of us know that, so we're more than what we are. We know that, bro. We got a spirit. But these bodies limit us, okay? We're limited. Only can do so much. But once the change comes, we're going to truly be ourselves fully, bro. Okay, the Most High going to unlock these active minds that we have, and we're going to be on another level. Okay, a whole new level, man. It says, all we can do is make guesses about things on earth. We must struggle to learn about things that are close to us, right? We can barely get right things on the earth. Barely guess at things, Esau, you guess at stuff, man. You know some things. Okay, devil, I give you that. But you don't understand this earth, bro. You're the wicked, okay? Now you got access to some ancient knowledge, right? Ancient scrolls, ancient knowledge, you got access to that, but you still don't know what the hell going on. You're guessing, okay? It says, who then can ever hope to understand heavenly things? And you don't understand heavenly things, Esau. This is why you do what you do. So this man talking about using AI for everything, okay? That's their answer to everything. Just use AI. Right? And this is how the world becoming, bro. As time passes, AI is being talked about more and more. Here we go.
In the environment.
I was reading a new biography of you, which I should disclose was written by Sebastian Mallaby, the husband of our editor-in-chief.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, I was struck by your sort of spiritual, almost religious description of your motivations here. You told him that building AI will help you understand the universe and your place in it. You were raised a Baptist. How has religion played into your view of AI?
Well, actually, I mean, in my home, my mum is religious. So she's the Baptist, and my dad is an atheist. So I had both interesting inputs when I was young. So I think that's probably helped me to be quite open-minded about things. I mean, first and foremost, I think of myself as a scientist, even before an entrepreneur or a technologist, and that's the heart of what I'm trying to do this for, and what drives me really is understanding the nature of reality, ultimately. I just think it's this incredible puzzle that's sort of staring us in the face all the time. And I think when you start thinking about the world like that, many scientists like Einstein and others have said before me, then science and philosophy and even religion, they're all about an art. They're all about finding out, what is our place here in the universe, and what are we supposed to be doing, and how is it that all of this works around us? And I think that's the most.
Well, the Most High gave us what we need to do to operate in this world. We don't need AGI to tell us that. Okay? See, these people trying to go into uncharted territory, man, about the universe and things we don't know about, deep things. Tripping. Okay? You're not going to fully understand anything without the Most High Spirit. Okay? AGI is not the Holy Spirit, bro. ASI, which is artificial superintelligence, is not the Holy Spirit, man. You need the Most High Spirit to understand this world around you, bro. But see, the Most High made it simple for us. He gave us commandments. Hey, look, you do this and you'll be good. Now, if you go against this, then it'll be bad for you. Look at the world around you. Hey, bro, ain't nobody keeping the Most High commandments. But those of us who are in the faith, we're trying to the best of our ability. But the people around you ain't keeping the Most High laws, boy. Boy, it's terrible out here. There's nothing but confusion in the world around us because there is no fear of the Most High. Okay? There's no true justice, true equity. It's bad everywhere. But you need the Most High Spirit to understand the world around you. Now continue reading on here on Wisdom of Solomon. It says, verse 17, no one has ever learned your will unless you first gave him wisdom and sent your Holy Spirit down to him. The Most High got to give you the Spirit to understand the life around you, man. It says, in this way, people on earth have been set on the right path, have learned what pleases you, and have been kept safe by wisdom. So it's the wisdom of the Most High that keeps us safe, man. That gives us insight to his will, what he wants, how he wants things done. But these Edomites trying to use AGI and robotics to go into uncharted territories and try to learn the deep things of the universe. Okay? But why? How is that going to solve the gas prices? How is that going to solve insurance? Okay? And all the BS we got to deal with here in Babylon, man. It ain't going to make life better, bro. AGI, ASI, robotics going to make life terrible. But to these AI geeks, these damn nerds, they think it's going to make it better. This is their philosophy. This is how they want to see things. Okay? These people are crazy as hell, man. Here we go.
Most fascinating question, really, and something I'm still obsessed with today. And I just think AI is the best tool to help us explore that.
So your peers, they joke or fret about building God. How does that sort of language sit with you?
No, I don't like it, that kind of language. I think of this as a tool. That's how we're trying to build it, like a scientific tool, like a telescope or a microscope. We build, I think that's what defines us as humans.
They always say that. They say with AI, we are building a God, which is no God. It's an idol. It's idolatry, bro. That's what it is. The shit is idolatry. They're calling it God, as if it's the Most High, as if it's all-knowing. Okay? Come on, man. But this is how Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, all these individuals, they talk about it like it's the Most High. Or as if they're creating a God that can, one up the Most High, right? Saying that AGI or ASI, is going to be the most, intelligent, being in all the known universe, yada, yada, yada. This is how they're talking, man. And they're working towards that, okay? They're working towards AGI right now, which is artificial general intelligence. And when they get there, okay, you're going to know when they get there. A lot's going to change around you, right? Here we go.
Is we're tool making animals, and incredible. Like, look at what we built modern civilization with our general minds. And I think the other defining feature of us is our insatiable curiosity and our thirst for knowledge. And I think I'm just following in that tradition, really, of building ever more capable tools that allow us to interrogate the fabric of reality.
And they are also ever more capable tools that pose ever more serious threats. I mean, this is the point where I have to ask you, are you still worried about destroying everything?
Well, there's definitely, the way I call it is there's a non-zero chance that things could go quite badly wrong if the technology is not built in the right way. I'm very optimistic, given enough time and enough care and focus. I'm a big believer in human ingenuity. If the best minds work on this, obviously not just us, but our colleagues from the other companies, we will build this in the right way and in a safe way. I think that's very possible to do. And then we'll get all the benefits, curing diseases, helping with energy, all the other big challenges that face society today. And so I think AI can be one of those technologies that helps us, kind of meta technology that helps us with solve all the other challenges that we have. So I think the potential is enormous, but the risks are there too, right? They're kind of unknown, I would say. And in that sort of situation, I think cautious optimism is the right way to approach it. So I'm optimistic that these things can be solved, and they will be, but we've got to be cautious and use the sort of precautionary principle here as we approach this AGI moment, which will be, one of the most transformative moments in history.
How do you act in a cautious way when you're also locked in a competitive pressure with other companies, with other polities? Are you really just asking everyone to come together and stop the competition?
Well, I think it's hard today. I mean, it's not what I envisioned 20 years ago when I started this out. I would have preferred there to have been something more cooperative, maybe in the spirit of an international CERN or something like that, where all the best researchers sort of carefully check each other's work and as we approach this event horizon. But, the world isn't like that today. There's multiple race conditions going on, obviously, between the companies, but also between nations. So and of course, the geopolitics of the world is more fragmented than ever. So it seems hard to see how you're going to get that international cooperation, but I think we should still try. And what I'm hopeful of is that as we get closer to AGI, maybe it's only 5 years away or something, it'll become more obvious to people, just as it has in the last couple of years, how momentous AI is going to be. Something I've known for 20 years, but I think it's becoming more obvious to everyone. Also, what the attendant risks could be, and then I think, at least I hope, there'll be some sort of minimum standards or something like that you could think of, which can be agreed on by at least the leading labs. And that will be something to build on top of.
You told one of my colleagues last year, just after winning a Nobel Prize, that you wrote a plan as a teenager and winning a Nobel Prize was on it.
Yeah.
Have we hit the end of your plan yet? Have you finally run out of that teenage goal, or are you still just following it?
There was an ambitious piece of paper, but I think that the most important work I've got to do is to let
Okay. That's enough for that guy. Next thing, man, this is from AI Revolution. It says, new AI robot is starting to feel human. Okay. I watched this video. I was kind of creeped out a little bit. Weird. This is weird. Okay. But this is where the world is headed, man. This shit is weird, dog. Oh boy. Yeah, here we go.
Realbotics just built a humanoid robot that recognizes your face, remembers your past conversations, and reads your emotions in real time. UniX AI's Panther is already cooking, cleaning, and running homes for up to 16 hours on a single charge. IHMC's Alex is built for war zones and disaster sites, moving faster and handling dangerous environments before humans step in. At the same time, Princeton created a robot that moves using heat instead of motors. Scientists built living neurobots with real neurons, and new artificial muscles now let robots lift up to 100 times their own weight. And now Unitree is about to launch a $4,000 humanoid globally. All of this is happening right now, so let's talk about it. All right, so a company called Realbotics just delivered its first humanoid robot equipped with a system called Vinci to Ericsson. And the whole point of Vinci is visual awareness combined with memory and behavior tracking. Now, what makes it different is the way it actually interacts with people. The cameras are built directly inside the robot's eyes, so when it looks at you, it's not fake eye contact. It's actually tracking your face, your movement, and your behavior in real time. That alone changes how natural the interaction feels.
Bro, look how creepy this shit is, bro. Hold up. Let me go back. My bad. Hold up.
Real time. That alone.
Yeah, bro. Look how creepy that is, bro. You see something like that outside, that'll creep the hell out, bro. That shit would creep me out. Okay? Because you know it's not real. But this is what these devils are working on behind the scene. Right? China, all the nations who have the means to do it, they're doing it, man. You have so many companies building humanoid robots, okay? Elon Musk, in particular, he said that they're going to start, he said they're going to start selling his Tesla robots. He said by the end of, what he said, I think 2028, he said. I could be wrong on the year, but I think he said by the end of 2028, they'll be selling his Tesla robots. And then he said he can see within the next 10 years, 10 to 20 years, that there will be more robots on Earth than humans. Okay? That's bugged out. But these are the plans that are in the heads of these devils. Why would you want more robots on Earth than humans, bro? Why? This is why the fire got to come. Okay? To put an end to this artificial world that Esau is trying to establish. The Most High already made man. We don't need no artificial BS trying to look like us, act like us, talk like us. The hell is this? But some people gonna be drawn to this stuff, man. Robots, nigga having sex with a robot. This is craziness, man. Now you see why the fire gotta come. The Most High gonna put an end to all this BS, but this is madness. Okay? I'm gonna play a little bit more than that, and I'm gonna close out for time's sake, man. I'm close out.
Changes how natural the interaction feels.
We bring the same great in-store prices to you with Kroger Pickup and Delivery.
These are all puppies, but they eat, grow, and play differently. That's why Royal Canin.
Now add memory on top of that. The robot can recognize returning users, remember past conversations, and continue where things left off. So instead of resetting every time like most assistants today, it builds context over time. That's a completely different type of interaction loop. It also tracks emotional signals, which means it's analyzing how you respond, your expressions, your engagement level, and adjusting its behavior accordingly. So the interaction becomes more fluid and personalized instead of scripted. Under the hood, it's doing object recognition, motion detection, and real-time engagement tracking. And the key part here is not just interaction, it's data. Vinci is designed to capture structured data about every interaction. Who you are, how you behave, how you respond emotionally, how engaged you are over time. That data can then be analyzed by companies. So this becomes a tool for customer engagement analytics, training environments, even clinical research. You're basically turning human-robot interaction into measurable data sets. And it's not locked to one robot. Realbotics says Vinci can be integrated into all of their humanoid platforms, which means this system could scale across industries pretty fast. Ericsson deploying it is actually a big signal. That's not a lab test anymore. That's enterprise-level use, where robots are interacting with real people and generating real data. Now, at the same time, a Chinese company called UniX AI launched a humanoid robot called Panther, and they're already shipping it globally. This one is designed for actual household use. Panther is about 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighs around 80 kilograms or 180 pounds, and runs for anywhere between 8 and 16 hours on a single charge. That battery range alone is already pushing it closer to something you could actually use daily. The design is interesting because it's not a traditional walking humanoid. It's wheeled, with a 4-wheel steering and 4-wheel drive system. That makes it more stable and efficient indoors, especially in cluttered environments where legged robots still struggle. It has 34 degrees of freedom, including something they call the first mass-produced 8D.
Okay, that's enough of that. Hey, man. The Most High gonna destroy this place, bro. That fire gotta come. Okay? Point blank and period. That fire gotta come, man. AI robots, all of it just gotta come to an end, bro. I'm gonna close out with that. I'll praise you. How about Shema Shai? Shalom.